Welcome. It is Thursday night. Welcome to the Cantina Happy Hour. Pull up a stool, grab yourself a drink. Let's talk some Star Wars. I am your host, David. We're glad you joined us tonight. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
I'm doing fine.
Just fine. Just fine.
It's
Also, Cam.
Thursday.
It is Thursday. Thank goodness. Also, Cam from Cam and Focus. Cam, how are you this morning? This evening?
I'm doing. I'm under some pretty stressful situations at the moment, but I'm surviving, and I'm here.
You don't have to move. You don't have to move again, do you?
No. I don't.
Okay.
I don't have to move again. It's other stuff, but yeah.
All right.
Classified.
Also, Andrew is with us again. How are you, Andrew?
I'm doing great.
So, Andrew, I'm going to go ahead and plug this right now, and we'll bring it up again during the shameless plugs, just because I want to make sure it gets good and ground in. So, Andrew has said next week, if we have 100 subscribers right here on our YouTube channel, which we have 28 right now, so we're only missing 72. But if we have 100 subscribers by the time next Thursday rolls around, Andrew will be on the show in a Slave Leia outfit. He will dress as Princess Leia in the Slave Leia outfit.
For the whole show.
The whole show. So share it out with your friends. Say, everybody go subscribe. They don't have to watch. They just have to subscribe. Just hit that subscription button. Get us 100 subscribers.
The one time I don't want us to gain subs.
So we can see Andrew in a bikini. That's all I want. It's a simple task, right? It's easy. But anyway, all that aside.
I run my mouth way too much. I'll just say that.
And he agreed to it, too. So
I came up with it. I didn't just agree with it. I'm the one that came up with it.
That being said, we do have some. It's not devastating news. It's kind of sad news. We lost on September 30th. We lost producer Robert Watts. He was involved with the obviously with the Star Wars universe, a lot of Lucasfilm stuff. He was a producer for Empire Strikes Back, a co-producer for an associate producer for Empire Strikes Back. Let me get this right. A co-producer on Return of the Jedi. He was also an associate producer on Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was a producer of Temple of Doom, producer for Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and Last Crusade. He was also a producer on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He was also a producer for Alive. If you've ever seen that movie Alive, that's an interesting movie. It's a good dinner movie. So anyway, so he passed today, September 30th. This week. Gosh, I'm killing it. It's morning. It's this week. God, I need the week to be over. Anyway, so our condolences go out to his family, just with his passing. And again, that was brought up. What else is going on? Rebels hit 10 years old. Was that today?
Today.
Has it been 10 years already?
It has been 10 years. That this was the show that kind of bridged the gap between what we had of the Clone Wars and the Force Awakens.
It really is. This was the first. I think this was the first. Yeah, it had to have been the first Star Wars project that Disney did. I mean, obviously, the Force Awakens. Force Awakens had not released at this point yet.
No.
So this would have been, wow,
a year and a couple of months before.
Because the Force Awakens hits 10 years next year, right? Next December.
Yep, December of 2025. I don't remember the date that it premiered. I think it was the 18th, but I'm not 100% sure. Is it maybe the 15th? I don't remember, but
it was the 17th. I know it was the 17th because it was my wedding anniversary. Because
how about that?
Actually, the actual date was the 18th. We went to go see it on the 17th, which was the Thursday prior, because we went to the Thursday show. But yeah, it was my wife. I made my wife go to see Star Wars on our anniversary. That's the 11th wedding anniversary. That's like the Star Wars anniversary, right? So anyway, so 10 years for Rebels, just for fun. Debbie, what was your favorite Rebels episode?
Oh God.
Asking the hard questions.
I mean, there was a lot of good ones. Well, one sad one, and that was where Kanan passed.
Yeah.
When they were on, what was it, Malachor?
Mm-hmm.
Where Ahsoka, well, Maul's there, and Vader's there, Ahsoka's there. Yeah, that was a good episode. Inquisitors were there. Vader riding his ship.
Oh my gosh.
Cam, did you have a favorite Rebels episode?
Well, normally I would have said the Twilight of the Apprentice, duology, the 2-part finale of season 2. But Debbie already said that, so she took my answer. My next favorite one would probably be Twin Sons, which is
the Maul.
the final confrontation between Maul and Kenobi.
I think that would probably be mine as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I just realized that on the button, and it's blocking my name. Oh gosh.
I'm gonna text Kat and tell her that she needs to.
We need to put it in a TikTok too.
TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah.
I guess I need
Exactly.
to go to Spirit Halloween.
Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I need to look.
We need all that kind of fun stuff.
Crap. By Monday, if we hit it by Monday, then Thursday out.
No, sir. So at noontime on Thursday,
you can't change the stipulations now.
You better just be ready to go. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, let me look.
See,
We're gonna
Andrew,
hit the ground running.
This would be the perfect opportunity for you to go full Vader and say, "I am altering the deal. Pray do not alter it any further."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody wants that, but it
Nobody
sure
wants
would be
it,
funny
but
to laugh at.
Unfortunately, it's happening.
I don't want it. I need it.
It must.
Well,
happen.
really, in my defense, I only got to get the top half of the costume because you're not going to see the bottom half.
This is true.
No, because you got to stand up and show the full outfit.
We want a full.
We want a
right.
360.
And
there's nothing cheap. Even at Walmart, the adult one is almost $100. Good grief.
Good investment.
You can wear
for
it
an hour? No,
It's for a
thank
good
you.
cause.
You can wear it to Comic-Con.
Oh. I think people will get the wrong message about me.
We'll start calling you Slave Haley.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. What are we talking about tonight?
That would be.
We're talking about something special that Debbie likes.
Oh man! Oh geez, Debbie, I think you should chime in here and jog our memory.
I'm trying to remember.
Mr. Han Solo,
Is
the
it
one and
Indiana
only.
Jones?
She says through a mouthful
Indiana
of drool.
Jones.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jones.
No, well, we're talking about that one guy from Hollywood Homicide, or The
From
Fugitive.
Fitness, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, or regarding Henry, or Patriot Games, or Clear and Present Danger.
Oh.
Or The Witness.
Air Force One.
Or Blade Runner.
You know they're making a sequel to that
yeah.
movie.
What's
Air
that?
Force
Yeah, it's called Air
Oh.
Force 2.
You're a fun guy.
Oh, my sides. Get off my plane. All right. Yes, we are talking about the one, the only Mr. Han Solo, brought to life initially by Mr. Harrison Ford, who we love him for it, except for that little spot he did in the holiday special, but we tend to ignore that anyways.
Yes, good old Life Day.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting about this is that as much as Debbie loves Harrison, his two most iconic roles almost did not go to him. Do you know that? Were you aware of that?
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones almost went to Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
wow.
baby.
Because Tom Selleck couldn't do it because he was doing
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI at the time, and he had a scheduling conflict. And Kurt Russell almost had was the initial choice for Han Solo. So it was it's actually, but they brought, and then this is a story that if you're any kind of okay. I don't think I know who Roel Van de Par is.
It sounds like a supervillain,
Yeah.
like a Bond villain.
Is he our arch nemesis?
Is he Star Wars theory?
Oh gosh.
Did Disney remove the indie movies?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Disney
They
Plus
took them off
took
Disney
indie off of there.
Plus?
Yeah.
They're going to Paramount.
Because Paramount owns the licensing rights. Dial of Destiny is still on because that's a Disney movie.
That's a Disney, yeah.
Yeah, but the original. This is why
I mean, they do
own
it all
them,
the time.
So
You know,
it doesn't matter.
they'll lease them out to Netflix for a while, then it'll be HBO, and yeah.
This is
I
why
mean,
you got to invest in
it's no-
physical media.
Well, I've
Exactly.
got digital copies. I'm not too worried about it, but still, that's kind of disappointing. It was kind of nice having them all right there together, you know.
That's the world. That guy's the world record holder for the most YouTube videos. That
okay.
Roel Van de Par.
I'm kind of curious to know how many he has.
I can fact check that real quick. Let's see.
We have independent fact checkers.
I don't think
dang
we're
it,
probably
Debbie.
nowhere near him, but okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Dang
Andrew,
it.
are you just now seeing your messages?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Let's see how much this guy has. He has 174,000. Oh, that's subscribers. Never mind. He's got 2 million videos.
Wow.
2 million videos?
2 million videos.
How long has he been on?
I don't know. He's a technical help, high enter speed with light humor. He uploads multiple times a day. He literally has four videos up today that are ranged from 3 minutes to 12 minutes.
But 2 million videos, even if he uploaded 5 videos per day, it would take him like 2,000 years to reach that.
So he created this account in 2012. I don't know when he started uploading. Let's see, his oldest video is 10 years old. So he started 10 years ago.
Jesus
so some
Christ.
days he probably uploaded more than just 4 or 5.
Well,
yeah, I'm just talking about just today.
I'm sure it's probably too. It's probably not. It's probably not like new content all the time either. It's probably stuff that he had recorded. Maybe he is like, oh, I recorded this, 4 or 5 or 6 years ago, and I'm just now finding it, so I'm going to throw it up there. So stuff that had already been done. Wow, but still, that's quite impressive.
That's one word to describe it.
Yeah.
We always fact check everything. Come on now.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about Han Solo. We first see Han Solo. I've never been a proponent of Han Solo shot first because
that implies Greedo shot.
That implies that Greedo shot. So Han Solo shot. That is what has been and always will be. I think that set Han Solo up for the character that he was within the movie, having him just blow Greedo away because, I mean, let's face it, Han Solo was a scoundrel. He was a spice runner. He was a smuggler. He was a pirate. He was not a good guy. I mean, he was very much a. We have them today. They're called anti-heroes, but he was very much a forerunner of the anti-hero, to where he was a bad guy with good intentions, or a good guy with bad intentions, however you want to look at it.
I mean, you could kind of
He
see it
shot
both
first
ways. I
in
mean,
Solo.
oh
I
yeah,
know. Yeah. Now again, he didn't. What's his name? Didn't shoot at all.
he only shot.
He only
Yep.
shot, and I'm glad that they fixed that.
I'm just now realizing. I mean, kind of sidestep here. I'm just realizing that Han Solo's first line is him saying his own name.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that till just now.
Han Solo, Captain of the Millennium Falcon.
What can I do for you?
I always kind of found his pronunciation there a little funny because he calls it the Falcon.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like I don't know what region of the U.S. he's from, or if he's from Canada or what, but
He grew
I'm
up
curious.
in Chicago.
Chicago.
Okay.
Of course,
Oh,
Debbie
okay.
He was
would
Well,
born in
I
that.
can maybe
Chicago.
see that.
But see, it's not. I mean, there's nothing different about that, because there are several characters within the Star Wars universe that call Leia Leia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm sure it's a dialect thing. And that's not dialect as far
No,
as.
I'm not too fond of Princess Leia anymore. Within the last 16 minutes,
I
I don't really like her anymore.
Oh, so you don't want to do a show on her next week?
Dress as her now.
No, I see. I understand, Andrew. I kind of read your mind there because I can tell that you're thinking of doing Ula from Return of the Jedi instead.
Green paint and everything.
Man, that would be
Head
God.
tentacles, the whole.
And we'll
works.
feed you to the Rancor at the end of the show. See, it works so
It would be
perfectly.
so great. It would be awesome.
You wouldn't have to deal with me anymore.
But yeah, I mean, he again, good guy with bad intentions, bad guy with good intentions. I mean, let's face it, he was in Mos Eisley's cantina. Mos Eisley. Never will you find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. He was there. He worked for Jabba the Hutt. He was a gangster.
Yeah.
As much as you want to look at him as a hero, he really wasn't. No, I like the Slave Leia one better. Sorry. As much as you want to sit there, and now, did he become the hero? Yes, and in fact, that's probably one of my favorite scenes in Return of the Jedi, when he says a small strike team will land on the forest moon of Endor and shut down the shield, and she looks over at him and she goes, "I wonder who they found to pull that off." And then he says, "General Solo, is your strike team assembled?" And she looks at him like, "What? You?" Well, my team's ready, but I don't have a command crew for the shuttle yet. So it was almost like, I mean, she's looked at him this whole time through this eye of, he's a scoundrel, he's
Nerf herder. Scruffy looking nerf herder.
Exactly. And I'll take that. Sure.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know
Here's
what it means either, but I think
That's the plane.
Oh gosh.
and see, now that I'm looking at it, it does look like Leia buns. I feel like you're about to tell me that I'm short for a stormtrooper.
Oh wow. Yeah. I see it now. Andrew's gonna block his screen. He can't even turn off his screen. He's trying. He's like, I don't know.
Oh, there it goes.
I'm so flustered. I don't know how to do it. But anyway, and it was just, it's one of those things, watching him go from the villainous hero to the heroic hero. So I just throwing it out there. I mean, even from A New Hope, I mean, you see him at the end of A New Hope. He gets a medal and he saves Luke, and hero of the rebellion, but in Empire, I got to get out of here. The bounty hunter we ran into on Ord Mantell kind of changed my mind.
Yeah, and Empire takes place what, 2-3 years after?
3 years, yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, he'd been a rebellion fighter for a few years, and then a lot can happen in that time.
But see, I'm gonna assume he was running around with the rebellion, but he's still kind of freelance. Was he running around with the rebellion, or was it more of a, okay, I'll go with you guys to this place, but then I'm gonna go do my thing over here real quick, and then I'll come back and meet up with you later on, and if you've got something else for me.
Well, maybe, but I think he was still pretty well into the rebellion by that point, because he's referred to as Captain Solo, and the general he talked to before he tried to leave, I forget his name, but he says, "Yeah, you're a good fighter, Solo. I hate to lose you."
General
so
Riken.
that kind of implies that he has a pretty decent history of heroism with them.
Now, captain, though, that's more of a not a captain within the rebellion, but more of he's a captain of a ship. Like I've been watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and they still wrote Captain Jack Sparrow. Even though he's a pirate, he's still, because he's a captain of the ship. He's got his own ship, so he's a captain of it. So.
Well, to be fair,
it's more of an honorary title. So,
I was going to say, to be fair, Captain Jack Sparrow didn't let anyone refer to him as anything else, even when he didn't have a ship. Yeah, he says Captain Jack Sparrow, and Norrington says, "I don't see your ship, Captain. I'm in the market, as it were."
I still think the first one was they should have stopped at 1.
No.
No, let me take that back. They should have made 3, but the first 3 should not have. They should have all 5 of them should have just been individual stories. They didn't need to all run together and, oh, well, this one's a conclusion. You have to watch these 3 to understand what's going on in this one, and they didn't need all that. That's just my opinion. It should be like James Bond, each one a self-contained story. And I think that would have been, sure, you can have Jack Sparrow in every one of them, but just a self-contained story. It would have been great. Would have been awesome. Or the Indiana Jones movies. Those were all self-contained. You didn't have to see one to understand the others. Why is everything got to be a trilogy these days?
But you gotta watch the first 3 in order to figure out why Indy was able to jump through those vines in the 4th one.
No, you don't. The only thing that I can think that was that kind of made them run together was in Last Crusade, when they're down in the catacombs, and she says, she sees the picture and she goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Ark of the Covenant." And she says, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "Pretty sure." Oh, or I guess in Crystal Skull, when they're in Area 51 and they smash the chest and the Ark's right there. So yeah, all right. But those are just like nods. Those aren't. Oh well, you got
Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of the Raiders thing with Indiana Jones. If you take him out of the movie still happens.
Yeah, that was a Big Bang Theory thing.
Yeah, I just saw that the other day.
So,
it's a decent argument, but at the same time, it's like, it's still the movie. I don't know.
It's still a movie. It does.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, what about the theory that the Indiana Jones movies were actually?
Ah, crap.
I didn't do it.
Oh no. I think I'm gonna retire.
Oh, this is great.
I just gotta shut up. I can't keep running my mouth.
What happened? I must have missed something. What happened?
I see the
Cat says, "Oh, we're making this happen."
Oh yes.
Get your costume ready, Andrew.
That's right.
Yeah, he just go to Victoria's Secret with a picture of Leia and say, "I need
I need
this."
this.
I can't afford Victoria's Secret.
Something similar to
Oh,
this.
Lord.
Well,
You know
then
what'd be hilarious?
go to the thrift store and say, "I need this," or something.
It'd be
very
hilarious if we hit like 95 or 96, and I could go, "Ha! It was a one-time, 1 week. I'm
sure
not doing
there's
this
a Spirit
again."
Halloween store near you. At least one of them has to have a Leia costume.
Or Party City. Party City
That's
would.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least
gosh.
one.
You can just
We'll
see
see.
him sweating now.
I know, right? Thank you.
We
Yes.
got Debbie drooling. We got Andrew sweating.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh,
someone's
no.
gonna have to
Man.
step up their game and piss themselves.
I'm not wearing any pants. Does that help? Oh, Andrew has just died. You know what's even funnier is Miss Haley, if you're watching,
No.
you have no idea what your son has agreed to. I need to find your mom on Facebook and say, "Hey, you need to go watch this show because this is a good one." This
Make
is a
sure he
good
has
one.
enough money to go buy one.
Yes, he needs his allowance early this week.
As long as it's under 100, it's doable.
So anyway, but there's the theory that the Indiana Jones movies were what Han Solo dreamed of while he was frozen in the carbonite.
I have no problem with that.
I don't know either. I thought it's
Yeah, I mean, as a film theory, I don't really have a problem with it either. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily change how I view the movies.
no, not at all. So so what about this then? What are your thoughts on Harrison wanting to self-sacrifice in Empire and not be in Jedi?
Well, I mean, as the actor that brings that character to life, I mean, he has the right to have an opinion about how he wants that character to go. I mean, just like, you know, the quotes that everybody takes out of context about how Mark Hamill disagreed with Rian Johnson about Luke's portrayal in The Last Jedi. I mean, ultimately, it's the director's decision, but an actor can still say, "Hey, you know,
What is?
I have a vision for this character," regardless of whether or not that's what we see on screen.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see where he would have sacrificed himself in Empire. Like, would it have been in the Carbonite Chamber?
My thought would have been that they froze him in the carbonite, but by the time they got to him in Jedi, he was dead within the carbonite, to where they just would have used the likeness.
Yeah.
I know, but that would have disappointed Debbie too. So
I remember as a kid, you know, getting introduced to Star Wars. I mean, this is going back to when I was, you know, 6, 7 years old. At the time, I wasn't very good at recognizing actors yet, and so and mind you, I had already seen Return of the Jedi, and then a few months later, I go through and I watch A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then I get to Return of the Jedi, and for some reason, Han being frozen in carbonite just completely escaped me, and I see him fall out of it. I'm just like, who the hell is this random guy?
and that was the other thing too, was that that's where did I see that? Was that the Galaxy of Dreams? The documentary on how they made all the Star Wars movies. I think it was the Galaxy of Dreams. They were talking about that, and that they said that was the line from Empire that he gave Leia. The I love, where she says I love you, and he says I know that. There was a lady that was like, that's every girl's dream right there, because that's like the bad boy line right there.
Yeah.
I love you. I know. I say that to my wife these days, even now. She still gets mad at me. So the ultimate bad boy. Maybe that's why Debbie likes him.
I do really like how they oh Jesus, what's the word I'm looking for? Not paid homage to, but whatever. I love how they brought that line back in The Rise of Skywalker. I mean,
Oh, they brought yeah.
I mean, while it's not my favorite of the Star Wars movies by any means, that scene between Han and Ben Solo was very, very, very good.
And it was it's and those of us that if you knew, you knew. I don't the line wasn't spoken. The "I love you, I know" line wasn't spoken exactly, but it was
Close enough.
It was
The essence
there.
of it was there.
Yeah. If you knew, you knew. So it was always something special. And I gotta tell you, and I've said this before on this show too, is that when we get to the Force Awakens and you see the trailers for the Force Awakens, and that was like the first big trailer. I think it was the first. It wasn't the teaser. It was just. I mean, it was like the first major trailer, and it ended with that Han and Chewie right there, and he says, "Chewie, we're home," and everybody was just. I mean, there were roofs that caved in on movie theaters because fans were screaming, there's Han Solo! Ah! Everybody was.
That broke the internet.
It destroyed the internet.
I think that trailer gained like 50 million views within the first day of it being on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow. I believe it.
I think it set a record, which of course has been surpassed since then, but still, I think it held a record for a little while about views and whatnot, and everybody was all kinds of excited. But you know what? With Force Awakens, that was, and this is what I was getting at, was I did not watch anything. I knew nothing. I watched the teaser trailer and I watched the trailer, and that was it. I didn't read anything. I didn't look at anything. I did that with all three of the new the Disney movies, and I went into this each one of them completely blind. It was great because when Ben stabbed him, I had no idea that was coming. No clue whatsoever. And to see that, and don't look at me like that, Debbie. I had no idea. That was horrible. That destroyed me. I mean, here I am, a grown man married with kids, and I'm just like, no, what are you doing? I almost broke down and cried in the theaters.
I knew he was going to die. That was the only way he was coming back, is if he was killed off in that first movie.
Is that the way you thought he was going to die, though?
No, but I knew he was going to die.
Here we go. We've only met his son for like 30 minutes, and then he's already killing his father. Like, come on.
Because when Rise of Skywalker came out, and Harrison made that appearance, I mean, I about shit my pants because I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I was so shocked. I mean, I started tearing up and everything. I'm like, oh my God, he's back.
And then people in front of Debbie look back like, lady?
You okay? They were like, what is that smell? Oh my God. But see what's interesting about that, and I love the way that they did that scene, because if you watch that scene, I mean, Ben Solo is there. He's soaked to the bone. He's got the wind blowing him, and there's water in his face and everything else. But Solo is dry. You can tell he's like a ghost, a projection. He's not part of that world. We'll just say that. So, and I love the way that was filmed. I thought that was an excellent way to show that, because it showed that he was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So.
And it's kind of, well, it's like poetry, it rhymes. You know, how one of the main reasons that Ben Solo turned to the dark side initially was because of the neglect he felt from his parents. But in the end, it was his parents that brought him back to the light. So,
Yeah.
I thought that was a good way to kind of open and close the story of Ben Solo, because essentially what it comes down to is that, you know, his character exists because, you know, Han Solo was a smuggler who, like he said, went back to the main thing, to what he knew, which was smuggling, and Leia was a Republic senator, I believe, or general or whatever, and she was doing her own political things, and there he was, kind of dumped on Luke to say, hey, you know, he's force sensitive. Here, train him to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But again, and I love the way that I mean, the way Harrison Ford came back to the role in The Force Awakens, he was great. It wasn't like he was, you know, you had what's her name, Jennifer Lawrence in The Dark Phoenix, you know, or you had Jennifer Lawrence who played Mystique. Well, you had her play Mystique in all three of those X-Men movies, and you know she did a fair job. You know, she did a decent job. But then you get the Dark Phoenix, and it was like, I'm tired of doing this. I don't want to do it anymore. And you could really tell she was just kind of phoning it in. She was just kind of like, whatever. I've got an Academy Award. I don't, whatever. Dumb kids movie. And the same thing. I mean, Harrison Ford honestly could have gone into The Force Awakens with like I'm just kind of phoning it in kind of thing. And he really didn't. I mean, to me, I saw the Han Solo that we were used to in the original trilogy. I saw that. You know, there were lines, the way he said, "Come on, Chewie," you know,
yeah.
Now, the thing with the bowcaster where he shot and he's like, "Wow," and he looks at it and I go, "Oh, I like this thing." I'm like, really? You've been running around with Chewbacca for how many years now, and you've never seen that shot, or
That's
you've
what
never
I
shot
thought.
that?
I was like, come on.
Well, I mean, so have we ever seen him use something other than his regular blaster pistol, besides the detention block scene in A New Hope? I don't think we've ever seen him use another weapon.
He used the lightsaber in Empire Strikes Back.
To skin an animal, but I'm talking about in combat.
No.
I mean, I am of
anyone
the
could
that,
cut open an animal with a lightsaber. I mean, come on.
I'm of the belief that Han never felt the need to try and use Chewie's weapon. Maybe, I mean, yeah, he had his own blaster. Why would he use anything different?
Yeah, but he would have seen Chewie use it. He would have known the power that it had.
Maybe he just had to feel it in his hands first.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a. But
maybe it was a new bowcaster.
Maybe. Maybe Chewie had upgraded it somehow or another.
But yeah, I mean, it was nice to see how much personality Harrison Ford brought back to Han Solo in The Force Awakens. Because you're right. I mean, it could have very easily just been another one of those, you know, phoned in roles, which Harrison Ford has done some of. Let's be honest. But it does seem, regardless of whether or not he wanted Han Solo to die before Return of the Jedi, it does seem like he has a legitimate passion for the character.
Oh yeah. I have no doubt in my mind. And again, some of the lines just in The Force Awakens. Oh, really? You're cold?
It's not the way the Force works.
I never made a deal with Conja Club.
It'd be great if Solo 2 ever happens. If they brought him to do some kind of cameo, like at the end, like if they fast forward to a certain, you know, like before Force Awakens, obviously, but like after maybe the original trilogy.
Yeah,
they did. There was an episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles that had Harrison Ford in it as Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like the second season premiere or something like that, and it was just like the opening of the show, just like the first 5 or 10 minutes, and the show happened, and then he was like, he sits down and tells the story about what happened when he was a kid, and then it finishes up. But that was he did appear one time as Indiana Jones, kind of in a flash forward kind of role. So yes, to see him do a flashback would be awesome and amazing. But I think the same thing could be done with Billy D. Williams and Donald Glover too, doing a Lando movie. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind seeing those guys. And that was one of the biggest things too, was you had the whole sequel trilogy and we didn't get Lando till the very end. I would have loved to have seen some interactions between Han and Lando again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that would have been amazing. I think a lot of people discredit, that relationship that those two had. And, I know it gets a lot of flack, but again, one of the most underrated Star Wars movies out there is Solo. And I think the timing on that movie was just wrong. I think they should have it released in May of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just 6 months after The Last Jedi.
They should have waited until December of 2018. And I think it would have been more well regarded.
It also came out, around the same time as Infinity War. So there's a lot of competition there in the box office.
I think they were trying to do the Marvel formula where Marvel was putting out 3 or 4 movies a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, putting them that close, because not all the time, but the majority of the time, Marvel can get away with that.
Yeah. Well, because you're dealing with how do I want to put this? You're dealing with, you can sit there and say, okay, well, we've got an Iron Man movie, and that's going to be a self-contained story, and we've got a Thor movie, and that's going to be now it's going to be self-contained to a degree, but all of them are going to kind of tie together into one larger story. Whereas with the Star Wars, it seems like what they were doing was, we need to finish telling the Skywalker saga, and we need to, everything that comes out needs to be around the sky. I think they're doing a decent job now to where they're kind of avoiding this. They're not avoiding the Skywalker saga, but they're saying the Skywalker saga is still going on, but here's what's happening over here. So don't look at this over here. Don't look at Skywalker over here. Look at this over here. You've got that with the Mandalorian. It's happening within the universe, but it has nothing to do with the Skywalker stuff. Ahsoka is the same way. Ahsoka was the same way. Obi-Wan was a little bit different. It kind of stuck to that Skywalker theme. But with we've got Skeleton Crew coming up, and that's going to be the kind of the same thing, to where it's like it's happening within the universe, but it doesn't have anything to do with the story that we know. And that's, I think, because of that, it's going to do well. Now, the Acolyte, I don't know about all that. That was just kind of a... I thought it was good, except for a few things. But again, that's... Any Star Wars to me is like that. It's good. Nothing is perfect. Are there some Star Wars things that there's worse parts of it? Yes. I mean, Resistance. Resistance is one. Everyone who has watched this show before knows I'm not the biggest fan of Rebels. Don't get me wrong. I liked Rebels, but I would prefer to watch the Clone Wars.
You're not quite the target demographic for Rebels. Rebels is more towards the younger kids.
So, and I mean, it matured in the, like, halfway through the second season. Third and fourth season were really kind of on par there, but still, it was just like, I mean, the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars, and you had Sky Guy and R2E and yeah, I mean, one of the last seasons of the Clone Wars with the stupid droid episode that went on for 5 or 6 episodes. It was horrible. But
yeah,
I mean, nothing...
almost as horrible as me in a Leia costume.
Yeah.
No. You don't get to try and talk your way out of it now. It's set in stone.
I'm pretty sure my mic was supposed to be muted when I said that.
You've made a commitment, damn it.
I'll keep my word. I will keep my word.
Hey, Kat's even offering to make the costume.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That'll be beautiful.
I'll keep-
The only
I don't know
problem
if that's good or bad because
here's the problem with because if it's by next week, next week Andrew will be back in his own room, which means the connection won't be as good.
I'll take a picture and I can put it in the group chat, and then you can download it and share it.
Oh no, you're on camera, sir. You'll still be on camera.
No, I'll wear it, but to show a clear picture of it.
I gotcha.
Like the full body, because if I get up, I might be frozen and you can't see. So then we can.
And then your whole body will be frozen for like 5 or 10 minutes on the live feed. That would be
like just my belly and the bra.
We'll take that picture and we'll make a meme and a TikTok out of it.
No!
Wait a minute.
The next internet meme.
Is Andrew even old enough to wear something so provocative on stream?
Yeah,
he's 19 or 20.
You know what? I'm 19. I'll just embrace it. If I become a meme like Hawk Tua, I'll just embrace it. I'll make a career out of it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can all say we knew him when.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In fact,
we knew him
before
put
him up to it. So.
We'll be like the boy. We'll be like the boys in South Park. It's like, we'll be your managers. All you have to do is go out there, entertain, sing for everybody, put on the show, and we'll handle the rest.
We'll handle the money side of things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We get 90%, you get 10%.
Why do I need an agency?
And again, Solo, if you don't like Solo, you're crazy. A lot of people did not like Solo because they were looking at it like Harrison Ford made that role. You can't look at it as him trying to play Harrison Ford, trying to play Han Solo. You have to look at it as him playing the character of Han Solo.
I think he did a damn good job.
I think he did great.
I thought he had a lot of the mannerisms.
The charisma.
The character has. So, yeah, I mean.
He shot first. He shot.
Nobody's ever going to replace Harrison, but I thought he did a really good job. I enjoyed his performance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, Harrison.
Frankly, he was at the end of the movie, he was then playing the Solo that we're used to seeing. So if he got to continue that in the sequel, I think he would have even been more like
let him grow into the role.
Yeah, let him. Yeah. We're seeing a side of Solo we've never seen before. So
and Harrison even did some promo stuff with him while they were filming the movie, if I recall correctly. And so it's not like Harrison said, you guys screwed this up. It was more of a, here's my blessing, here's my torch, run with it kind of thing.
Well, he was even on set during the scene where Solo and Kira kiss in Lando's closet.
Holy smokes, what was that? What the heck?
Freaking
her
cat.
Han Solo figure. Her Han Solo life-size figure just fell over.
But the scene where Han is going to go kiss Kira and he takes the cape from her and he's trying to hang it up. Harrison steps in and he was like, no. And just throws it aside. Then you kiss the girl.
Yeah.
That's Harrison.
I think one of my favorite scenes in the Solo movie, and one thing that Solo got right was the humor. I think that movie is really, really funny, and I love whenever he's helping Chewbacca escape from the pit, and the camera cuts to the outside of it, and all you see is Han Solo just get thrown up in the air.
Yeah,
and then they both go to try to run in different directions, but obviously they're chained together, and so Chewbacca just yanks him right away and pulls his leg out from under him. I thought that I chuckle every time I see that.
And Dave, I have to disagree. I don't think he was ever the bad guy, because you call him a bad guy.
Well,
He was never the bad guy. I mean, even in Solo, he was a good. It was just his situation. I mean, he was. Well, I forget what he was in that movie, but I know in Legends he was an orphan.
yeah.
And that was one thing I didn't like
Well,
in Solo, is how he got his last name Solo. I didn't like that at all.
he was an orphan because he was working for oh, what's her name? The bug lady.
Proxima.
Proxima, yeah. You just made a clicking sound with your mouth.
No, I've got a thermal detonator. It's a rock.
And actually, the novel is actually really good. The Solo novel, if you've ever read it, I got started on it. As the movies came out, I bought the novels for all the movies, especially the Disney ones. But I've got all the novels, obviously, for the original 3, and then of course for the prequel trilogy. So I had to get the sequel trilogy, of course. But I also got Rogue One and Solo, and the whole first chapter is him dealing with these guys that beat him up, and he steals their vehicle. Solo just kind of starts off with him
Driving
the car, taking off and driving. And there was a whole scene there where he was being Han Solo, to where he was like trying to talk his way out of the situation. And, oh, you're not going to pay me? Well, what if this happened? And what if that? It was.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk my way out of it. Yes, I do, every time.
Yeah, there was a lot of course, the books always go in more detail than the movies, but there was a couple of
book a couple weeks ago at a thrift store, so I'm excited to read it.
What was it?
The book.
Solo.
Oh,
the book. Yeah.
But yeah, there's quite a few scenes in that book that I thought were even funnier in the book than what they were in the movie. But yeah, I find that to be true with any book. If it's a movie and I'm reading a book, just like Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah.
The book is so good. It just goes into much more detail, and
you could see why Anakin fell versus
yeah. Because it's not just Padme, he's having his loyalties pulled in all different directions. He's got PTSD because he's a war hero.
And the Jedi Order didn't want to make him a master. The only way they were going to make him a master is if they issued him a pink lightsaber, and he wasn't having any of that.
Well, how many shades away from purple is pink, really?
It's like a light red.
So, do you guys?
Do all the movies have novelizations, or just
all of them do?
No, they all do.
No, they all do. Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you guys think the Han Solo character in the movies is much different than what's in the legend books, character-wise?
Well, it depends on which books you're talking about.
One of my favorite books from the Legends was The Courtship of Princess Leia. That was one of the ones that I didn't get to read that one when it first came out, because my mother wanted to read it before I did, because she was into romance novels at the time, and she wanted to. She was like, "Oh, Star Wars and a romance novel," because it's about, and then it was like, had nothing to do with that. But
Dana, you have missed a lot.
yeah, you need to go back and watch the first of this. It's going to be good stuff.
Oh wait, never mind. You've missed nothing. You've missed nothing really important.
Yeah, you need to promote it on your page and on your YouTube
Oh
channel.
no.
Yes.
Only Feast of Fandoms can promote.
Nope. Sorry.
So,
you're shit out of luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, unless we hit it.
But another series though that Han was really prominent in was was it the showdown at Center Point? Was that the with where he was fighting his cousin Thraken Sal Solo?
Oh,
That was the
yeah, because
Center Point trilogy, or the Carillion trilogy, I think is what it was called.
his cousin was going to use it to take out a planet or something. I forget.
They were gonna Center Point. Yeah, they were gonna use Center Point Station to put Corellia in power, and it was a wild thing.
I think they were going to try and take out Hapian, the
Yeah.
Hapian planet, Hapian, whatever planet that was.
It's been a minute since I've read those, so probably 20 plus years. But that one, and then of course the Han Solo trilogy, where the one you were talking about, Debbie, where it's basically him growing up as a young Han Solo and being an orphan and a slave too, within the Hutt clans. So, but yeah, I would think so. I think that the legends portray Han very well. Again, and this is always my go-to because I love Dark Empire, but the Dark Empire series was the same way too. So, but
the book that broke me as far as Han's character is Vector Prime. This is during the Yuzong War.
was that the first one? I think that was the first one, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was the first or second one, but it's where Chewie dies.
Oh,
Chewie dies.
Chewie dies saving Anakin.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to go read the books. Anyways, I mean, Chewie dying, that broke me. But the way it affected Han afterwards, I mean, you talk about pulling away and having so much trauma that, I mean, he blamed Anakin.
Yeah. He blamed his kid. He blamed his own kid.
Yeah, because Chewie had jumped off the ship. The Yuzong Vong was destroying a planet or a moon or something, and it was coming down on the planet below. So the Falcon was trying to evacuate as many people as they could. And Anakin was having trouble getting on the ship. Chewie jumped down and basically threw Anakin on the ship. And then, of course, Chewie's having a hard time because the planet's crashing. And so Han tells Anakin, to control the ship, and he'll try and get Chewie up. Well, it didn't work out. Anakin lost control or had an updrift or something. I don't know. But Chewie died. And so Han blamed Anakin. I mean, he wouldn't even talk to Anakin. I mean, I think it took a few years before he actually forgave Anakin. Well, really, there's no reason to forgive, but before he came to terms, with his son. And then, of course, his son later dies battling the Yuzong Vong, which is even sadder. But one thing, I mean, they kind of took from Legends was Han's son, Jason, turns into a Sith Lord. Kylo doesn't. But still, he turns dark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dies.
Darth Kaitis or Darth Cadus. There's debate about how his name's pronounced, but I always knew him as Darth Cadus.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it in my head. Cadus.
Jason. It's Jason. So.
Out was the first.
He was watching the
what
new.
What are you talking about? I know, but what did he say after that? I was right after that.
Maybe he was talking about a book or something. I don't know.
Out was the first.
I don't know.
Are you drinking again, Dana? How many glasses of wine have you had?
I'm not
How
as
many
think as you
bottles,
drunk I
please?
am.
What seems to be the officer problem?
You rock a discipline.
Oh, man.
Lordy. And do we have anything else, Debbie? Did we miss anything that you wanted to talk about? This is your big boy, so
I mean, I printed out a bunch of shit, but no, you're fine.
cool. Andrew,
We'd be here for like 4 hours if
I know.
we went over everything.
Yeah, I got about 8 pages here I printed out, but that's okay.
Oh, listen, see, there you go. 2 hours per page, Andrew. You were right on the money.
Well, and it's kind of big type, but
Big type,
You
double
wrote
spaced. No
for
big
like a
deal.
whole paper.
Well, I had to have it in
Laminated.
bigger font because sitting here and then trying to read, 12 point font, it's
Yeah.
difficult. So I turn it up to like 18 or 16, and then that way I can just glance at it and be like, okay, I can see it.
Andrew, did we have a question this week? Do we have any
We
questions
do
this
have,
week?
yeah, we have one fan question
Okay.
from Spencer, who was in the live chat earlier.
Yes.
He says, in honor of 10 years of Rebels, who's your favorite character of the Ghost crew?
Kanan, 100%.
I think I lean that way a little bit between him and Ezra. But really,
Well,
Ezra is who he became because of Kanan, so.
Right.
Just to be different, because I agree with you guys, but just to be different, I'm going to say Chopper. Because one, he's a war criminal. Two, he's cussing every other word.
I mean, I feel like
just
war
like me.
criminal's kind of putting it lightly. Chopper's a straight up serial killer.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think I would have gone with Zeb myself.
Is that right?
I really, he's one of these guys because I mean he's ingrained in his culture. He's got the little stick, and then he tells what's his name that he's not worthy to use it. They've got
Callus.
their version. Yeah, Callus. They've got their
Yeah.
version of the Force that his people use. He's the one that saves his people and takes them to the safe place. I think he's an underrated. Plus, he looked really cool in live action when he was in The Mandalorian. So
He did.
That's true, yeah.
I think he's an underrated character.
Yeah, and the camaraderie that he builds with Callus is pretty. It's pretty good. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Even between him and Ezra, I mean, he started off hating Ezra. We're going to throw him off the ship the first chance we get, and eventually they built that relationship between the two of them. So I think I'd go with Zeb. So, all right, is that it?
That does it, yes.
All
I
right,
guess so.
Debbie, shameless plugs. What do we got?
Friday, tomorrow, I will be on the Geek and I podcast. We are discussing the Menagerie Part 2. And this is the original series. We have been on a long summer hiatus, and we're coming back. Saturday, we'll have the Geek Gauntlet. They talk about everything. Well, hopefully Saturday.
Hopefully. So William, the
Hopefully,
host of the Geek Gauntlet, he was affected very hard by the hurricanes. So, or the hurricane, just based on where he lives. So hopefully the Geek Gauntlet will be happening on Saturday. Yes.
And then Monday, we will be back talking about episode 4 of Agatha All Along. And then Tuesday, I will be on the Sith Dominion. We are talking about... we're talking about The Last Jedi.
Get both cams on. We
I
need
was
both
gonna
cams
say,
on.
No,
We need
that would
the
be
defendant.
that's an unstoppable
Look at
force and an
that right there,
immovable
yeah.
object.
Yeah, if that happened, I may have to sit out just so I can sit back and watch it.
So, okay. Cam, do you have any shameless plugs?
Yes, my Cam and Focus video discussing Megalopolis went up this past weekend on the Cam and Focus channel. It was completely unscripted. I just kind of let myself talk.
You didn't even have any pictures.
Well, okay.
I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, I love what, because you get to see the pictures, and I was like, oh, he doesn't have it. All right, just have to listen to it.
So I haven't done any of that on my Cam and Focus channel yet because since my computer's fried, I'm having to do all of my I'm having to do these videos on iMovie Maker on my phone, and it's very, very limited. There's really not a whole lot that I can do. It's not the most versatile app in the world, but I figure, these videos going up, they're just discussion videos, that you can kind of put on and listen to while you're doing something else. Right now, I just don't have the capability to get super intricate with editing. But this coming weekend, I'll be uploading a discussion video for The Flash. I'll be discussing some major missed opportunities that really could have enhanced the story. It's not going to be an in-depth review so much as just a general discussion about particular things. Basically what my series is known for. So that'll be this weekend.
Very cool.
Oh my!
Awesome.
We've gained 2 followers.
That's from Garrett.
Oh, and the snowball starts rolling.
We are on the way.
Dang it, Garrett.
Oh my!
Yes.
Yeah, Garrett. He followed on his personal account and his other account.
Yes. It will happen. We can make this happen.
I think I'm traveling out of the country next week, actually, now that I think about it.
Okay, so
I won't have any
Debbie,
cell service.
so Debbie, on Friday, tomorrow, when you're on Geek and I, when you're doing, don't forget to plug.
No.
Because they
have 6,000 followers.
they've got a lot of followers. So
Good golly, Miss
we
Molly.
can get that.
Oh, man.
Oh man,
Andrew, get
Hey,
the
you know what,
wig
though?
ready.
Here's what I'll say. I'll just say this. If it means growing Feast of Fandoms, I'm all for it.
There you go.
If it means we hit 200, 300, 400, fine.
That's a team player right there.
Fine. I will take the fall of my own words. No one's making me do this. It's just a thought that just fell out of my mouth.
yeah,
I don't know why I said it. It was so random, too.
He said it during the pre-show.
Andrew
I had too much Coke.
He had verbal diarrhea, so
Exactly. What happened was it formed up here, it got sick in my mind, and then I just threw up the words. It was like they just.
And then
there was
I
no
ran with
stopping
it.
them.
it was a beautiful thing.
And then David's like, "Great, all right, I'm going live," and I'm like, "Crap." I was kidding. No.
Here we go.
I
Let's
saw
get
the
this.
light in David's eyes. He was like, wait a minute. What'd you say? Say it one more time for me.
Here, I'll say it. There you go.
So anyway, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, especially share it around. Get us all those subscribers that you can, so that we can see Andrew in a slave Leia bikini next weekend or next week, next Thursday.
Oh my
We
God.
will see.
Perfect for Halloween, let me tell you.
Yes, that would be.
That's
great.
right.
It's scary
wow.
season, so
And
even
that will
more-
be scary.
It's
That
like
would
it's meant to be.
So
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications so you know when we do go live. Share us all over the place. We will see you all next week. Right here
No,
with
don't
Cantina.
share. Just for this week, don't share. Just for this week.
May the force be with you all.
Android Khan!
You call Han Solo a bitch, man!
Han Solo is a bitch. No one calls Han Solo a